Hi, I'm Nick, and today we're going to show you how to resolve iOS WCAG name role value violations. WCAG 4.1.2, titled Name Role Value, states that for all user interface components, the name and role can be programmatically determined, and the states, properties, and values that can be set by the user can also be determined or set programmatically. The intent of the success criterion is to ensure that assistive technologies can gather information, set information, and keep up to date with the current status of the user's interface. If the developer is using standard interface controls, then they will need to ensure that accessibility is enabled, an identifier or name is set for the user interface control, and that the appropriate role is defined for that user interface control. If the developer is using custom controls, then they will need to make sure to implement the appropriate accessibility interfaces and APIs such that assistive technologies can access the appropriate information or can access the name, role, and value of every user interface control. For more details on the specifics of WCAG name role value violations, check out this link here. Link also in the description down below. Let's go ahead and fix a name role value violation with the help of the Mesmer accessibility audit. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. Here we have a couple name role value accessibility violations. Exploring the app map of our Mesmer accessibility audit allows us to immediately find the screen containing this violation. Now that we know where these violations are located, let's pull up this screen on our local device so we can get a sense of what assistive technologies such as VoiceOver are able to show us about how these violations interact with the user. With VoiceOver enabled, we can navigate this page to see what the difference between these normal buttons or these normal user interface controls is and the violating user interface controls.
Normal VDN, button. Normal search field, normal search field, normal link, selected, normal switch, 1.
As we're able to see, VoiceOver is unable to identify the user interface controls that begin with the word violating. Let's open up the code so we can see what the difference is between these normal controls and these violating controls with respect to name role value violations. From the main storyboard, we can compare the properties set between the normal objects and the violating objects. First, let's compare the normal and violating button. So the normal button has accessibility enabled, has a label for this button, has an identifier or name set, and then has the role defined under the traits section. Let's compare this to the violating button, which has none of these attributes set. First of all, accessibility is not enabled, so our accessibility technology, VoiceOver, is unable to even identify the object. Next, it does not have a name or identifier set. Additionally, it does not have its role defined. Thus, the assistive technology would be unable to programmatically access the state, property, or information about this user interface control, thus causing this name role value violation. As we go down the other objects, the search, link, and radio button, we can see that the same difference in parameters set from our main storyboard is what is causing us from being unable to interact with these objects with VoiceOver enabled, thus causing these violations. And just like that, by setting a few different values within each user interface control's parameters, you can resolve your name role value violations on iOS devices. What type of violations do you have the most difficulty resolving? Let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and happy developing.